Welcome to Beneath the Kotatsu,
Episode 34.
as always, your hosts On and James, back at it again with another anime review. We just want to talk about how we felt about Yuki Yuna is a hero. I wanted to watch a magical girl anime this season, because, I feel like I barely ever watch any of those. I think the last time I saw a magical girl anime was actually probably just Madoka, to be honest with you. Oh no, actually,
that's like the one
the
anime
quintessential
everyone kind of
magical.
watch, right?
Yeah, no, it was the one where the magical girls turn into buff dudes in
Yeah,
magical
but that
girl
wasn't
outfits.
like a dark. That wasn't like a dark magical girl.
No, but it satisfied the
anime.
magical girl requirement.
Yeah, I guess you could say it's in the same magical sphere, the magical girl sphere or whatever.
Yeah, because magical
like in
girl
regards to
flower.
your choice of Yuki Yuna, why did you choose it?
Honestly, just because we had a guest early on, back when we had just headsets, and mentioned it was her favorite. I was like, yeah, I might as well watch it. Good enough time as any.
And it doesn't help, or I mean, it does help that the season 3 is coming out next season, right?
Definitely, but this is
So I guess that caught your eye too.
That's the bigger reason why I guess you could say that. But this is gonna be a show that I'm not gonna watch at all during season 3. Going by the way that the format was for season 1, it's just not something I would like to watch weekly.
I'm actually a bit curious about season 3 just because I want to see how because hands down they had really good animation. Like
they
really,
did,
really
but
good animation.
remember, like episode 1 through 4, not much happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was just them doing their slice of life stuff.
This is season 1 though. This is season 1. I'm sure season 3 will immediitly pick up. Where I guess season 2. Like season 2 only had 6 episodes.
I was gonna watch
season
season 2
it yet.
I didn't feel like it. I had enough magical girl for 1 week.
I'm just saying, like, I might put in 1 episode just to see how it looks. Just because I mean,
you're gonna spoil yourself.
I mean, how am I gonna spoil myself? Like, I'll watch season 2. It's only 6 episodes.
Yeah,
not that long. But I'm just saying, like, I just want to see. I just want to take a glimpse about what it's giving off. Like,
take a little bite out of the magical girl.
Yeah,
anime. That's all. Just a little sample.
Yeah, it's very rare you get like a dark magical girl anime, besides Madoka, you don't really see that many.
What about the Magia record? Is that related to Madoka?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't really deep dived into Madoka just from the first season. That's pretty much
Same.
it. So
it's been a long time since then, buddy.
Yeah. So in regards to Yuki Yuna, can you give me a synopsis about what the show is about?
I mean, it's not really anything complicated. You have this group of schoolgirls that are in the hero club. They go around doing, good stuff for the community, and eventually it finds out that the leader of the hero club, which is the big sister for one of the recruits, she's a magical girl. She's fighting these, what was the monsters called? Vertex, right?
I think so. I mean, honestly, at this point, I was just calling them angels.
It did feel very Evangelion-esque, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but, they just have to fight them because if they get to what they're trying to get, let's just call it nerve. That's what it is. If it gets to nerve, then humanity's finished.
Yeah, so basically, in the first 5 episodes of the anime, they pretty much have to stop, was it 12 of these bad guys? Yep. 12 or 13, I forgot. And they fight these 12 guys and all is good and happy until you get to the second half, which is so much better than the first half. Okay,
yeah, most definitely.
Way better.
I would agree with you. It would have sucked for people watching this weekly. It was not it was boring as fuck watching those first few episodes.
I mean, it wasn't like super boring, but it wasn't really a attention grab.
Not at all.
Yeah, I understand because you don't get the dark stuff till 4 episodes in, 5 episodes in, or something like that. Yeah. So, okay, so let me explain the premise of the first half and then the transition to the second half. So, they go into these magical girl costumes or whatever. They fight these bad guys. And they have this ability with their costume where they can go into, best way to describe it is to overdrive mode, like an overdrive mode, where they get 100 times power or something like that. They
press a special button on their power morpher and they get extra armor.
No, on their gacha phones.
Oh yeah, the gacha phones. Dude, their UI was fucking weird.
And I'm sure they only did it just so they don't get no DMC.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever from Apple, because it was straight up just an iPhone.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and basically, the thing about it is that I think in episode 5, when they go into like this overdrive mode, every time they go into overdrive mode, they sacrifice a little bit of themselves to the god that gives them power. So in each of these girls, like something, they sacrifice something separately.
Yeah.
So I think
and you can't really control what you sacrifice. So Wheels lost her legs at some point. Then for this show, she lost her hearing for the left ear. Yuna lost her sense of taste.
Fu lost her voice.
Yeah, that was kind of tragic. I think that was the darkest one, more than all of the other ones, because she really wanted to be a singer. Didn't she even win that competition she went for, or audition? She passed through the first stage of it.
I think so, and then stuff happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically, after episode 5, they meet this other girl. I don't know. I don't remember her name. But
Twin Tails Chan.
Basically, two of these girls get transported to like this faraway location, and they meet this girl that's bedridden, and she has bandages all over her.
Oh, that one.
And yeah, that one. And the girl basically just tells him, like, you've been lied to, because you're not made to defeat these 12, monsters or whatever, because that's just a lie. There's way more than 12. Mm-hmm. There's like a way, way, way more than 12.
You're just straight up going to be sacrificed for the good of all.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, and she tells him that every time you use these powers, you're going to lose something of yourself. And that you have to, you have to be prepared for it. But the worst part about this is that you can't die either. Once you use these powers, you can't die.
You're perfectly preserved forever. Like, you're going to be basically a god and worshipped by the Taisha. I wanted to ask you, how did you feel about the basically sacrificing their lives? I was conflicted about it. And they set up the anime so that you grew attached to them somewhat and felt, awful when...
That's the idea, though. Yeah, I understand. That's the idea of the show. Yeah.
I mean, it's one person versus the whole fucking world. Normally, like, if it was like an Aztec sacrificial ritual, I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? You're doing that for no reason. But, obviously, they wouldn't know that they didn't have, that it's BS.
And the worst part about it is that, like, they were chosen to be sacrificed too by how proficient they are at fighting or whatever.
That's kind of like how Evangelion was. The whole classroom was full of people who were potential pilots.
Right. I felt the same way how Mimori felt. How she went off the deep end and she tried to kill herself like 10 times or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Because she couldn't, like, she said she tried to stab herself. She tried to fall off a building.
She was looking for a way out without ruining the system.
Yeah, she tried to, like, do, like, carbon monoxide poisoning or something.
Yeah.
And every time she tried it, like, so these girls get, like, of course they get, like, magical Digimons. Creatures. Yeah, little creature thingies that follow them. But every time she tries to kill herself, these creatures get in the way and they use their powers to stop her from killing herself.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty much about what I felt like. She went off the deep end, and then of course they get like the nice happy, like, oh, we're heroes, the hero ending or whatever. Like, not as dark as Madoka, but it was still pretty dark, I would say.
Well, Madoka had death in it straight up. This one didn't. But
it could have.
Close to death as you can. And basically annihilating
honestly, this might be worse than death, though, if you think about it.
I would think so too, because you're just gonna be a husk.
Yeah, you're pretty much like bedridden but unable to die for the rest of your life. So I feel like this is a little worse than death.
She was the girl in the bed scene in the original, like episode 5. She was lucky because at least she had an eye and the ability to talk. Remember when Mori, the red one, the dual sword girl, she lost Karin Miyoshi. Yeah, she lost the ability to see, speak, everything. She was just lying there like a husk.
She went Helen Keller.
Yeah, dude. No, worse than that. She couldn't do anything. I think she could move one arm. That's it. Can you imagine just living
She lost
your
the
life?
ability to move her legs too, right?
Yeah, the whole body because she went freaking ape, man.
Yeah, she used her abilities like she went overdrive
Oh
like
yeah.
4 times in a row or something like that.
Oh yeah, just because everybody was
Yeah.
in despair and they didn't want to do it. Oh me, woe is me. Oh, I'm a real magic girl. Shut the fuck up. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I'd be traumatized too.
Dude, me too. I would have been the girl in the wheelchair. Trust me.
Like,
Probably.
do you remember? I don't think. Did you ever see Bokurano?
No, I didn't. I need to.
This is how I felt like with Bokurano, because every time one of those kids, basically in Bokurano, like there are these like group of kids and they need to protect their city from like alien invasions or something like that, and they have this robot. But every time a kid pilots the robot, they die at the end of the episode.
Oh.
So it's a bit traumatizing because every time, like, is it my turn to pilot the robot? Because is it my turn to sacrifice myself? That's the same way about these girls, where it's like, is it my turn to use my overdrive to save everyone else?
Well, they're consistently
lose
using it with a great disregard at the start. Even Yuna just uses it for whatever reason.
Because they don't know. They weren't fed.
Even after. She's like, we're heroes. Okay, we have to do it.
Yeah. Afterwards, I was like, I would have been hesitant, but, I guess, like, if that's your only choice that you need to use it, then I guess you use it.
Yeah.
I think the best part of the show was when who was it? I think it was Memori that was like, she opened the gates to the other side.
Yeah, she blasted it wide open.
Yeah, and she sees that, how big the lie gets.
Oh yeah, infinite.
So yeah, so basically what it was is that the Taisho, or this god that protects Earth realm, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's where they live. Yeah. He's like, okay, well, you gotta stop these 12 monsters from getting to the center core or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when she steps to the other side, she sees that that's not the case. The Earth realm or whatever is this like one singular little dot in a vast floating space of like hundreds and thousands of these like angel creature looking thingies that are like, they're combining, they're like getting ready to like do like a full army invasion.
Voltron,
and she's like, yeah, and she's like, well, we just got straight up lied to our faces, and she just basically goes and says like, I don't want to be turned to like a husk that just is bedridden. So she's like, well, maybe I'll just let these creatures in. Yeah, like she just lets the creatures in and be like, if they destroy the center core, everything will be over and we'll be done.
Yeah, and she also didn't want to have her friends go through the same thing she would have to do. She didn't want them to have to sacrifice each other, which is a good thing in its own, but you're also sacrificing the whole world. But it comes back to that, why the fuck should I sacrifice myself if I'm going to end up as a husk in a bed? It's better to just let the whole thing burn down. There really wasn't any other answer she could come to, because for whatever reason, the Taisha refused to let them regain their... Well, whenever they used the power from the god, I guess their body was... it just had to take something from them, but use it too much, you're left with nothing. Which is...
I love the way they explain it, though. They explain it through, like, the flower, like, when a flower blooms, it then wilts afterwards. Yeah, that's... did you ever get the reason why they always, like, whenever they got more powerful, they got like an extra Digimon or whatever?
Probably just to keep them from dying. I don't know, dude. That's what it felt like, because they would obviously realize that they're losing more and more and more and more and more.
I just thought it was funny that one bedridden girl had like 21 of them.
Yeah, dude. Just freaking Farmville over there. I wanted the triple A rank one. I didn't want the B- tier character.
What if that's just it? Like, every time you go into overdrive mode, it's basically like pulling a gotcha.
I'm pretty sure that's what it would be.
I think that's what I felt like it could have been. Like, every time they burned up a part of themselves to like get more power and then get another creature. Maybe the creatures is what gives them more power. Like, they're drawing power from the creatures. I don't know. They didn't really explain it well.
Wasn't there? Yeah, I think there's like a prequel light novel or something.
I wouldn't
potentially
know. I mean, we just jumped into this anime. It was just random.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. In regards to the anime as a whole, like, uh, I feel like what like who are they like labeling this anime for? Because this anime had a lot
Teens.
of
I can see it for teenagers. That's the main demographic.
yeah, I guess
Anybody
like
could really watch it. You know,
like I this show had like more fan service than it needed. Like I was like,
remember
why
when
don't
Wheels transformed for the first time, and it did the butt
oh
shot
they
and
do
the
like the
breast
little
shot? It's like
yeah the
okay.
little what is it what's that sport in Japan they always do where they spin the little uh ribbon thingy looking thing? That's what it felt like to me.
Oh, well, that's a magical girl sequence.
Yeah, the little ribbon where she gets like entangled by ribbons and then she transforms. And I think it's funny that every time she does like a sniper shot, they always do like the butt, like the upward butt
Well, you
shot.
gotta show the recoil, man. That's how you sell anime figures.
I'm just like, man, they were really going at it with this fan service. Like, I feel like this anime didn't need fan service, but they just added it in there.
I might as well, right? Can't
Right.
waste a good fan service. No reason
You know what?
to.
What this anime felt like? It felt like it was trying to sell me a gacha game.
Yeah, it did feel that way, didn't it? You know what? You know what it was? The fan service shots were to keep the artists going. Yes, I can draw the opai and the buttocks now. I live. Earth is healing.
Oh, what do you think about the music? Like the score?
Oh, amazing! I love the music when they're fighting the robots.
It felt like a mix between Nier and maybe a little bit of Evangelion, like a little mix between those two. That's what it felt like to me. What about you?
Well, Evangelion's more orchestral and stuff like that. This is akin to Nier, I'd say.
Yeah, it's close.
I don't know what to call it. It reminded me of the music from Xenosaga. I don't know what to call that genre.
It's like not Italian, was it? What's that language they always like singing? Like what's the what language is Sephiroth's theme in? I forgot. Like not Italian. It's like the language they use for like the Catholic Church or whatever.
Dude, I don't know that. I don't go to church ever anymore.
Like
Gregorian chants.
Yeah, like chanting. Like I forgot.
Yeah, I know.
I know. It's a dead language.
It reminded me of Latin. You mean
Latin? There we go. That's what I was like. Yeah, it felt like just a bunch of like Latin singing.
Yeah, all you had to say was dead language. It's like, oh, Latin. Even though
I said dead language, and I was like, but I just couldn't figure it out.
Yeah.
Overall, like, oh, what about the ending? What do you think about the ending of the show? It felt like a cop out.
How the hell did they get their powers back? Because they got lied to the whole time, and they're like, oh, okay, you can have your
Yuna sacrificed herself or something, right? Like
everybody got everything back. She recovered too.
Because she's Yuna. I don't. Like,
she had the will to come back from having nothing, I guess.
Like Yuna basically took in all of their disabilities, and she became like just pretty much like a dead tomato.
Dead tomato. She was like basically living comatose. She had nothing.
Yeah, and afterwards she came back. She basically traded places with Memori. Now she's in the wheelchair.
It would have been good if she did if the director made an episode inside of Yuna while she's trying to fight back from being a
what if they do have that? What if that's like
in this show they didn't have? Maybe in the movie. Yeah, but they also had movies for this. It would have been better just to watch the movies, to be honest with you. I didn't need to watch 12 episodes of this. The robot design was amazing.
I wouldn't say I didn't enjoy it. It was a fine watch. It's like rate. Okay, just give me a rating. What would you rate this?
6.5.
Yeah, I'm around that 6 range too.
It doesn't appeal to me. It didn't resonate with me as much as it probably did with maybe a younger audience or somebody that likes. This is like one of those more.
This is like one of those like emo angst type of.
It wasn't outright because it's there under the layer.
Yeah, I mean it was fine.
Who had the best outfit? Like, you know how the Yuna had the big giant fists, and Wheels had the guns and the flying ship.
Oh, that's hard.
Big sword girl.
I mean, I did like Karin a lot with the sword, but
Swords were dope,
like,
but I think the guns were the best by far.
I mean, just having like a straight up battleship.
Bro, she
as
took her
like
to
your,
space to fight the big
I
pyramid.
know.
That was fucking awesome. That was epic. That was an epic episode, to be honest with you. It probably would have looked a lot better in the movie, I bet.
The space landing
Yeah.
that was pretty cool too.
Neil
where,
Armstrong.
what's her name?
That's one small step for Omurice.
Oh, I love the scenery for that too, because before you know that they were gonna lose something because of the overdrive.
Yeah.
I like how they landed in a flower petal, and that symbolized that they were wilted. They were wilting or whatever. Like that was good symbolization.
When it opened.
But it was a flower. They pretty much like it bloomed and then it wilted. That's basically what happened. Like it was good. Like it was good.
I thought it was
symbolization.
just like to catch them. It's like, oh, let me catch these homies so they could keep on sacrificing themselves. Give me that Sanj.
I mean, they could have just straight up died, but I think it was Fu that caught them with her little spider net ability or whatever. Like if she didn't do that, they might have just straight up died.
They probably would have died.
Yeah. But I just like that symbolism. It was nice. I enjoyed that. With the, I don't know, ending wise, it felt like a cop out to me. Like they just they're like, okay,
season
back
2,
to normal.
season 3.
Yeah, we'll see how that
I
goes.
saw the first episode of season 2 when the girl that was previously bedridden joins them.
Oh, that's maybe they'll add more characters. That'd be kind of nice to see.
I'm gonna watch it. I just gonna wait till season 3 is finished and just go in one marathon again.
Binger.
Yeah.
Just binge it. Yeah.
It's a binge show. It's not a weekly show. That's for sure.
Yeah. I didn't have much to say. Like there's not much to say about this anime. It's all right.
It's short.
You know what I say? It's a lot better than what was it, Kami-sama, Kazuku? Like in terms of story. Yeah, it's like I was like, it wasn't a bad anime. Like if you want to watch something like this, I'd recommend it. Like if someone came after me like, oh man, I really like Madoka Magica. You have an anime to recommend me? I'd definitely recommend it. It's a decent anime to recommend after Madoka.
But I would recommend just the movies because it's shorter and you don't need all the episodes.
Well, maybe they don't want shorter. They want to still be in that moment. So they want, like more content.
Just
so
like
it
just
good
depends marathon and feel it. Get lost in it.
So,
that'd be fair.
Yeah, I understand. I know this is a short episode. That's pretty much all I got to say about the
me
the
too.
Anime.
I didn't have any strong feelings about anything else in it because it was just them like eating sardines and snacks and doing plays for little kids. Like, okay,
it's basically K-On! It's basically K-On! With a splash of dark,
no instruments,
magical girl. Yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, sorry if this episode was short, but that's pretty much what we have to say about the anime. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.